Hello, hello. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Setting up soon. Give me 1 second. And here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to everyone's fifth favorite custom card reviewer, the Duel Man, the DuelLogs, the Duel Logging. Today, we will be reviewing custom cards. I remember last week I said I would totally do a stream every day reviewing every custom card that was sent in. If I felt like it. And that ain't happening this week. I've been having some mad headaches. And I got one going right now. So, I'm just gonna ignore that and get into this. Hello, Simo. Hello there. Okay, so let's get into this. First up, we have Muramasa. Muramasa? I think that's what it says, Muramasa. The Wandering Bamboo Swordsmith. If you look closely at his artwork, you can see the many different bamboo swords in his background. Nice touch. And also, I think that's Sojin in the background as well. And if you look really far into the background, it's Mountains, the field spell card. But that's probably also in Sojin. Murasama? No, I don't think it's Murasama. It's Muramasa. Muramasa-sama. Probably. Okay, so it's bamboo support. This card gains 250 attack and defense for each bamboo sword spell on the field. I guess that's a reference to its original attack. This card is obviously based on the Wandering Swordsman, which is a terrible card. You can special summon this card from your hand by revealing a bamboo sword spell card in your hand. Oh, that's good. If this card is special summoned by this effect, you can add a bamboo sword spell with a different name from your deck to your hand. That's also really good. If this card was destroyed by battle or a card effect, draw 1 card. You can only activate each effect of Muramasa, the Wandering Bamboo Swordsmith, once per turn. Okay. Starting off, that's really good. The bamboo swords are already used in competitive play in any deck that wants to draw a whole bunch of cards. Like more recently in the OCG, they saw heavy amount of play in Tempest Magician FTKs, which only recently got banned because I don't know why it took them so long to ban Tempest Magician. The OCG is just kind of weird sometimes. Next one, Muramasa, the Awakened Bamboo Swordsman. This is based on Shiro from Fate series. I think his name is Shiro. I don't remember. This one's kind of hard to read. Let me make it bigger. Okay. So, he's like level 7 probably. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by tributing 1 Muramasa, the Wandering Bamboo Swordsmith, on your side of the field. Ooh. Oh, the music's kind of loud. Let me turn that down a little bit. And cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Oh. That's neat. If this card was special summoned, you can activate one of the following effects. Target up to 3 bamboo sword equipped spell cards with different names in your graveyard. Equip those targets to this card. Target up to 2 bamboo sword spell traps in your graveyard. Shuffle them into the deck, and if you do, draw 1 card. Add 1 bamboo sword spell card from your graveyard to your hand. This card gains 500 attack and defense for each bamboo sword spell card on the field. If this card was sent to the graveyard from the field by battle or card effect, you can send 1 bamboo sword spell card from your you control to the graveyard. And if you do, special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. So if you have a bamboo sword card and a different card, you can bring it back. You can only activate each effect of Muramasa, the Awakened Bamboo Swordsman, once per turn. Okay. So. Cannot be normal summoned. Must be special summoned from your hand by tributing the card from previous. This dude. It's level 8 actually? Oh, okay. And if it's summoned, you can activate 1 of the following effects. Of the 3 effects, let's see. Equipping this card with 3 bamboo sword cards sounds good. Shuffling 2 of them into your deck in order to draw a card sounds okay. Adding 1 from your graveyard to your hand kind of seems like the worst one of the 3. but all of them involve the graveyard in some way. So it just sounds like the worst one of the three, but it's still a good effect too. I see. That seems a little bit too hard to use. Next one, Shadow for the ultimate bamboo sword. No, Showdown for the ultimate bamboo sword. Ooh, they put a lot of time and effort into this. I don't know where this hand is from specifically, but I know this is probably the golden bamboo sword. The background I don't know, but I know this dude is one of the fusion materials for the Flame Swordsman. The OCG list is an abomination. You know it. Field spell card. If this card is activated while you control a Murasama, the Wandering Bamboo Swordsmith, you can add one Murasama, the Awakened Bamboo Swordsmith, from your deck to your hand. Oh, that makes them a lot easier to use. Kind of. Not a lot easier. Makes them a little bit easier to use. If a bamboo sword spell was sent to the graveyard, you can return it to the deck. What? And if you do, draw one card. What? Let me finish this. That sounds broke. If the ultimate finalized bamboo sword Muramasa equipped spell card was sent from the field to the graveyard, you can pay 1,000 life points, and if you do, return it to your hand. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish one bamboo sword from your graveyard, and if you do return this card to your deck, then draw one card. You can only activate each effect of the ultimate sword once per turn. Okay, that's a little bit more reasonable. So if a bamboo sword spell card is sent to the graveyard, you can return to your deck, and if you do draw a card. So if you just use one and it goes to the graveyard, you get to return it and draw a card. That's probably the best effect of this card, because remember, bamboo sword cards already see competitive play because they're an excellent draw engine. So making them a better draw engine, like this one line of effect, is why this card would see play. The other ones are neat. Alright, last one. There's only 4 cards of these. Golden Bamboo Sword is a +2 now? Yeah, exactly. Golden Bamboo Sword's already a little strong. The ultimate finalized bamboo sword, Masamune. Masamune? Equip only to a Muramasa monster. Is Muramasa some kind... Let me look this up. Muramasa, commonly known as Sengo Muramasa, is a famous swordsmith who founded the Muramasa school and lived during the Muromachi period, 17th, 16th century, in Kuwa, Ise Province, Japan, currently Kuwame. It's probably an anime reference. Seiji Muramasa. It looks like, yeah, it's an anime reference. It's not Shiro. Apparently Muramasa is a dude from Fate. From F-Go. I see. Oh, so the swordsmith himself is a character in Fate. Gotcha, that makes sense. Just a famous swordsmith. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. The character art, it's not Shiro, it's actually Muramasa from the Fate mobile game. Okay, so, anyways, equip only to a Muramasa monster. If the equipped monster is a Muramasa, the Awakened Bamboo Swordsman, it gains the following effects. During either player's turn, you can target one card you control and up to 2 cards your opponent controls. Destroy them. If the destroyed card you control was a Bamboo Sword spell card, add a card with the same name from your deck to your hand. You can only activate this effect of Muramasa, the Awakened Bamboo Swordsman, once per turn. If the equipped monster attacks, your opponent can activate spell and traps or monster effects in the damage step. After damage calculation, banish the opponent's monster. Okay. During either player's turn, so this card can basically pop itself to destroy 2 of your opponent's cards, and then search out another copy of itself. Or search out another copy of one of the bamboo swords I can search. Bro, this equip spell is busted. I don't know if it's busted. It's good, but I don't know if it's busted. I like it. Yu-Gi-Oh! And FGO. Metaphys. Is FGO a good game? I've seen a lot of it. I've seen a lot of talk of it, but I've never heard anyone talk about its gameplay. To field and level 8 are observed. The level 8, he's kind of the weakest link. Like, this card is really good. Like, it would definitely see play with bamboo sword stuff, because it supports it so well. The person who made this obviously knows why people use the bamboo sword cards. This one is like, you know, trying to give it a boss monster, which also does help the bamboo swords. The field spell is just kind of broken because of one of the effects. And this card right here, I think it's very appropriate for what this deck's trying to do. Like, making it an equip spell card limits it enough where you, like, equip spell cards can be kind of broken because they're so bad. But only, like, you know, kind of. You can't go overboard with equip spell cards. So I think this one would probably be fine. Okay, so the Muramasa. Let's give it a rating. Bamboo sword equips. Bamboo sword support. So, how are these? Strong? Yes. Creative? Yes. Viable? Yes. Good art? I'm pretty sure he didn't make the art himself, but he did definitely Photoshop some of it. So yes. Some of it is a little bit broken, but only a little bit, which I think is fine. I think it's fine to approach brokenness when you're trying to make custom cards, because if you approach broken, then that might be competitively viable. Yeah, all the Muramasa specific artists from FGO. I tweeted my custom cards on Twitter. That's what I have to do. Yep, just send them through Twitter. And then just get lucky that I'll pick it. I can't really see anything wrong with this other than the fact that it's a little bit broken. And the art's great too. 8 out of 5, 8.5 out of 5. I don't know. I can't see a reason not to give it a 10 out of 10, to be honest. It's excellent. It's just like broken enough where it would probably get the field spell card banned, but like maybe not. Maybe it would. I don't know. The bamboo sword cards are really broke. Banned out of 10? Yeah. Yeah, I can't really see a reason not to give it 10 out of 10 other than the fact that one of the cards might get banned. All right, let's go on to the next one. Excellent one. Next up, we have a series of mech cards called the Busters. Pendulum cards. Let's go into this. So let's see. It is a pendulum tuner monster. Ooh, level 3. Ooh, that's valuable. Machine. Ooh, this is a prime target for Halki Fibrax. All the moving cubes in the background are hurting my eyes. Let me, I can change it to something else, I just haven't. There are other backgrounds I can use. I'll change it to something else later. At least now they're a little bit smaller. Okay, let's look into this. Buster Stalker. Can only be pendulum summon Buster machine monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Once per turn, quick effect. You can target one Buster machine monster in the field. It gains 500 attack at the end of this turn. Alright, seems reasonable. The wind attribute stops it a little bit. Yeah, if it was like... I don't know, wind seems fine. When this card leaves the field, banish it instead. Yep, that's pretty appropriate since it's a pendulum tuner. This card can only be normal summoned and can't be summoned in any other ways. What? Once per turn, when this card is summoned, you can pendulum summon twice that turn. Okay, that makes sense then. The turn you activate this effect, you can only pendulum summon Buster machine monsters. You can only use this effect of Buster Stalker once per duel. During main phase 1, if this card has been used as a synchro material for a Buster machine monster, the turn it's summoned, draw 2 cards. A granted effect to draw 2 cards. That's really good. I don't know. I'm going to have to see how the rest of them work. There's only 3 others, I mean. Next, we have a Buster Galad. Ooh, a level 9 scale. You can only pendulum summon Buster machine monsters. Yep, that's pretty appropriate for that high scale. This effect can't be negated. Once per turn, you can add a Buster spell trap from your deck to your hand. Ooh, that's good. You can only use this effect once per turn. Draw 2? I think the draw 2 is appropriate considering all the limitations the card has. And it's only on a inherited effect. Glad, not Galahad. Galahad. Not glad. Galahad. That's what I said. I said Galahad. You guys just need to open your ears. Normal effect. When this card leaves the field, banish it instead. When a buster monsters are summoned, you can summon this card from your hand. When a buster machine monster is summoned, you can summon this card from your hand. If you do, target one card your opponent controls, return it to their hand. You can only use this effect to buster Galahad once per turn. When a buster monster attacks a defensive monster, inflict piercing battle damage to it. This is a pretty good card. Like, despite the fact that you can't pendulum summon it. No, I think this one can be pendulum summoned, right? When it leaves the field, banish it. Oh, no. Yeah, it can be pendulum summoned, no problem. It's just it banishes itself instead of going into the extra deck, which is kind of weird. However, where's my red arrow at? This effect right here. When a buster machine monsters are summoned, you can summon this card from your hand. And if you do, target one card in your opponent's field, return it to the hand. That's pretty good. That's a really good combo extender. All right, next one. Buster Ravana. Oh, and also, you know, since he can't go to the extra deck, this frees it up to be summoned, I guess. Buster Ravana. Ooh, it's an Xyz pendulum. Once per turn, when a buster machine monster would leave the field, you can add one of those monsters to your extra deck face up instead. Oh, I guess this just allows the buster cards to actually go to the extra deck. 2 level 8 monsters. When this card is XC summoned, all machine monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense. Once per turn, you can destroy this card. You can only use this effect to buster Ravana once per turn. When this card in the monster zone is destroyed by battle or card effects, you can place it in the pendulum scale. So basically, you bring this card out just to place it in your pendulum scale. I don't know if that pendulum effect is good enough for the resources this card requires. Buster Aoming. 2+ at least 1 buster machine monsters. When this card leaves the field, banish it instead. When this card is link summoned, it gains 100 attack for each card on your opponent's field. Once per turn, you can banish 1 card on your side of the field. This card can attack twice this turn, and you battle damage your opponent involving buster monsters, except Buster Aoming is doubled. Cards and effects can be activated in response to this card's effect. Wait, is that even a triggered effect? Once per turn, banish 1 card on your field, and this card can attack twice this turn. Oh, yeah, I guess it is. You can only use this effect of Buster Aoming once per turn. So if it comes out, you can banish 1 card on your side of the field. And it can attack twice. And has spell speed 4 protection. And deals double damage. So it's kind of like a weaker version of Boral Sword Dragon. So, Machine OTK? Yeah, I guess. Self-destructs. XYZ and Pendulum. What? Yeah, they have XYZ Pendulums. It's a thing. They're very rare, though. I'm certain you said Galad. I'm certain you need to clean your ears. All right. The Buster cards. Let's rate them. That's the wrong one. So, if we were to rate them, how strong are the Buster cards? They don't seem that strong. They're kind of balanced. Creativity. I see a theme amongst these things. There is an attempt to be made, which is good. I like that. How splashable are these? Like Dynamist and stuff? They're not super splashable. They're kind of xenophobic. Viability, would they be at least tier 2? Would they be able to compete with ABC Buster Dragon? Probably not. So, I don't know where the art is from, but the art looks nice. So, let's give it a rating. I'd say this gets a solid 6 out of 10. Some of the cards are a little bit too restrictive. But, you know, I like the theme. They're all trying to... the machines self-destruct. And they go to a zone where it actually matters, where they're banished. Except it doesn't really do enough with the banish. And the Xyz monster is a little bit too weak for how difficult it is to bring out. And the Link monster, he has a nice theme to it. He's just a little bit Also too hard to bring out. I mean, it's a Link 4 monster with only 2500 attack. I mean, he gains extra attack. 100 extra attack for each card on your opponent's side of the field. That could only be like 500 extra points. Sorry? Sorry for what? Everything can be with ABC right now. ABC is like a... I'm not sure if everything can compete with it. It's like at the bottom tier of tier 2. Like, that's how I'm kind of measuring these things now. Like, would it be able to compete with ABC Buster Dragon? The answer, probably not. That card is still really strong, even if ABCs have lost, like, literally all of their support. Okay. Next meme. Two sides of the same coin. Okay, someone sent this in to me, and they told me they won a custom card contest on Reddit with this card. So, let's look at it. Two sides of the same coin. Quick play spell card. If you control exactly one monster, give control of it to your opponent, and if you do, toss a coin and call it. If you call it right, take control of as many monsters your opponent controls that are not in their owner's possessions as possible. Also, your opponent takes no damage until the end of this turn. You can activate two sides of the same coin once per turn. So, call it, take control of as many monsters your opponent controls that are in their owner's possessions. So you won't be able to take the card back that you gave to your opponent. However, if you call a coin toss correctly, you can steal all of your opponent's cards without targeting them, because it's an AoE steal. A non-targeting AoE steal with the cost of giving your a monster you control to your opponent. So if they negate the effect, then they get a free card out of it. Where's more War Rock custom support? Now, this card right here would be bonkers in Duel Links. Maybe. Duel Links is kind of restrictive in its zone. They only have 3 zones. It's not as easy to take control of it. And honestly, only stealing 2 cards in Duel Links, that's still really good. Because it's a guaranteed still 2 of your opponent's cards. And you just get to keep them. And you can do this during your opponent's turn. So if you have 1 card and your opponent summons 2 monsters, you can just steal all of them. And then guarantee a called coin toss correctly. However, in the TCG, relying on a coin toss, I don't know. Like, this 1 card could win you the game, so maybe. It's maybe in the same sense as, like, that 1 card, 6 cents. But I don't know if it's as strong as 6 cents, or it might be stronger in some situations. You know, the fact that I can't immediately say that it's, you know, overpowered or unplayable. Super strong, it's still a gamble card? Yeah, that's basically my opinions on it. It is really strong, but it's also a gamble card. I wouldn't use it. But I'd also be really pissed if my opponent used it and then won against me. And I'd be like, this card's broken. So it's kind of like Cup of Ace. It's limited in the fact that it's a banned card. You can kind of have broken effects with gamble cards until you go to Duel Links and you have a skill that allows you to guarantee head coin tosses. So if instead it had you have to call tails, I'd like it a lot more. Because I always get tails. Okay, second coin toss. Yeah, second coin toss exists, but do you really want to play second coin toss for a one-of staple? Like, there aren't really competitive coin toss decks outside of Duel Links. Okay, so let's give it a rating. This is a single card. It's pretty good, but it is a gamble card. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It is strong. It is creative, that's for sure. I'm not sure how viable it would be, but I'm not saying that's because it's weak. It might be completely viable and overpowered, and like everyone would use it, or not, because it's a gamble card. It's a coin out of 10. Yes, exactly. A coin out of 10. Next one. Next, we have Magical Space Typhoon. Someone, when they send this in, they're like, this is going to be a new staple. This is going to power Crit Mystical Space Typhoon. So, what this card does is it's a quick play spell card with no cost that simply has the effect to destroy 1 card on the field. Yeah, someone typed in chat broken. Yeah, that's just good. It's super MST. Broken. A non-targeted pop. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't target. It also doesn't have a period, but I don't think that really matters. MST Ultra Instinct completely broke. Yeah. Not that broke. Broking, not targeting, by the way. Yeah, that's too OP, too overpowered, does not target. 3 of immediately. Like, damn. The person who sent this in is right. This would definitely be the ultimate power creep of MST. A quick play spell card that only destroys 1 card on the field, but it can be any card. That's really good. Not once per turn? Yeah, of course not. 3 of these. Godly out of 10. Just 6 words. Looks clean. 3 staple. Yeah, this would be really good. Let's give it a rating. So, very simple card. Very on beat for Mystical Space Typhoon. However, I wonder, like, I know this card would see play if it was introduced. 100%. I don't know if it would be banned, though. It would be a staple, but, like, would it be instantly banned? I mean, Pancratops does the same thing, and he's a little bit better. And he's limited to 1. A 9 out of 10? Yeah, I think a 9 out of 10 is appropriate. It's really good in its simplicity, but it might be a little bit broken. Especially since it would be limited. Yeah, I could probably see it be limited. Kind of like Morph of the metagames are banned. Maybe limited. MST version 2 on wheels. Yeah, I could see it probably be limited to 1. Maybe even banned. Great, simple design. I never thought of just non-targeting, quick play, destroy 1 card on the field with no cost. All right, next up. In this next one, we have a series of fusion cards for Dark Magician fusions, kind of like Dark Dragoon. And I think the person who did this created the art custom. Because it says right here, oops, wrong one. Meant to turn on my arrow. Because it says right here, Matthias something something, but it also looks very close to what's printed on the card itself. Matthias Penisteel. So people who draw their own custom art. Oops, wrong one. You know, I have to see what these cards do. I haven't actually read them yet. But does it negate? No. Let's see here. Destruction Dragoon. Oh, it has a Dragoon in its name. So this one is Dark Magician plus Gandor, the Dragon of Destruction. When this card is fusion summoned, banish all cards in the field. This card gains 300 attack for each of your banished cards. Very reminiscent of Gandor, the Dragon of Destruction. I think it banishes itself too. When this card is fusion summoned, banished all cards on the field. This card gains 300 attack for each of your banished cards. I don't know how it does that if it banishes itself too. Because it's not an optional effect. You can discard 1 card quick effects, like 1 monster on the field. Once this turn, if the selected monster is banished, it'll immediately return to the field. Oh, there we go. I just had to finish reading the card. So as soon as this card is summoned, it has the effect to banish all cards in the field. And then its second effect is you can discard a card in order to select this card. And if it's banished, it will just return to the field immediately, and then it gains the effect. Okay. So this turns a Predator-Planned Anaconda into a banish the entire field, and then come back with a 2500 attack monster. No. Because he gains 300 attack for each of your banished cards. So he can go up to some really high levels, because that's only 100 less than Gred Manju. It's stolen art with the guy's name written on it. Is it? Well, maybe. Banishes. Yeah, it does banish itself, but it has an effect to bring itself back immediately. Dude, just make it banish all of the cards on the field instead. I don't know. I guess this kind of balances a little bit. Let's go on to the next one. Dark Magic Soldier. Dark Magician plus 1 Blackluster Soldier monster. If this card battles a defense vision monster, it inflicts piercing battle damage. During either player's turn, you can discard a card in order to activate one of the following effects. Banish a card on the field. This card can perform an extra attack during the battle phases of this turn. Banish this card on the field, but return it in the end phase. So it does piercing battle damage. And it's a quick effect where you can discard a card in order to activate one of these effects. And all three of them are good. Like, literally all three of them are good. Like, obviously, banishing a card on the field is great because it's disruption during your opponent's turn. This is like a better masterpiece effect. Because it's any card. And I don't think it targets either. It can attack twice. Obviously, attacking twice is good at any levels of attack, especially at 3000. And banish this card, but return during the end phase. This allows you to dodge effects. Like, if it's going to get destroyed or banished, you can just chain it and then save the card. It's kind of like a wind-up rabbit. It's not that good. I don't. You can only pick one of them. So if you pop a card or if you attack twice and you can't save it. Quick effect, non-targeting banish that isn't once per turn. Oh, there's no once per turn on any of these. I mean, it is limited in the discard cost, but that's broke. I didn't even think of that. It needs a once per turn. I just assumed there was a once per turn. Are you sure there isn't? And I'm not missing it? Nope, there's no once per turn. Okay, that's a little bit broken. Piercing is not a powerful effect. Well, I know, that's just kind of on top of these three effects. Like these effects right here are really good. Especially because remember, this card can be brought out with oh no, this one isn't Predaplant Anaconda proof. That's a Red Eyes card that does that, not Dark Magician. Oh, it's still good. Even if it's a little bit harder to bring out than I originally thought. This is still really good. It needs a once per turn because that's kind of broken. There's a lot of synergy with other cards, yeah. You let me just attack 5 turns. Oh, yeah. You could just attack 5 times. Yeah, the piercing is just an add-on. It's just like a bonus. Like, piercing is fine if it's just a bonus. Like, if the whole point of the card is piercing damage, then yeah, that's kind of weak. But if it's just a bonus, hey, that's a really nice bonus effect to have. Okay. I should probably turn off my phone. Like 20-ish, 20-ish minutes. Okay. Next up, Dark Silent Magician. 1 Dark Magician plus 1 Silent Magician monster. If your opponent activates a card effect, you can discard 1 card, negate that card's effect. If the activated card is a spell card, you do not need to discard. If this card leaves the field, spell will summon 1 light or dark spellcaster monster from your graveyard, except Dark Silent Magician. That's good. So, Silent Magician level 4, I think that's what it is. Has an effect where once per turn it can just negate a spell card without a cost. So this one is reminiscent of that, but it also allows you to negate anything else, which is really good. And if it leaves the field, you get a special summon a monster from the graveyard. It can, for free, negate a spell card if that's what you want. And it has pretty reasonable requirements. Weird wording? Yeah, most of these have kind of weird wording, but just kind of ignore that. This card is not once per turn. God, I always forget that. I just mentally assume it's a once per turn. If this isn't once per turn, that's broke. Negates but doesn't destroy. Yeah, there's some cards that negate but don't destroy. Like Fist of the Unrivaled Tenyi. Greetings from Utah. Wow. I've never seen anyone say that before. Hello there, person from Utah. Let me negate everything. Yeah, I mean, you still need to discard for negating things that aren't spells. Okay, last one. The Skull Summoner. This card is always treated as an Archfiend card. Dark Magician plus 1 Archfiend monster. You can discard a card, special summon one Archfiend monster from your hand or graveyard. Quick effect, tribute one face-up summon skull you control. This card gains 2500 attack, and for the rest of the turn, your opponent's monsters with the same type, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, XEs, of the attributed monster cannot be summoned or activate their card effects. Which one of those would be the best ones to lock out? The Synchro Summon Skull sees play in Duel Links, but none of them are actually good enough where you'd want to play it. It's a neat conditional effect. It's neat. Like, potentially that's really strong to lock down your opponent's being able to summon a card. And it permanently gains the 2500 attack, which is good. I think it's conditional enough where it wouldn't be broken. Oh, okay. Let's rate these cards. All right. Rating the Dark Magician stuff. The Dark Magician fusions. They're excellent. They have some great ideas. They all are very reminiscent of Red Eye's Dark Dragoon, while not being as broken as Red Eye's Dark Dragoon, surprisingly enough. Well, maybe. One of them was. Or maybe two of them were. So, if we just mentally add in a hard once per turn on all their effects, they're fine. But they don't have them. So they're a little bit too strong. They're broken. We're going to have to give them some negative points for that. They are all very fitting within their themes, and they're obviously viable because they're broken. But if we make them not broken, then they would definitely be viable fusions. Banned out of 10? Yes. And obviously the artwork is great. But because they're a little bit too strong, I have to give them some negative points for that. So 7 out of 10, even with the negative points added in. Excellent stuff. Great things. And there's also only 4 of them. I like it when people only send in a small number and not 600. Dude, there's this guy on Reddit who made 600 custom cards for HoloLive stuff. And I want to do a stream where I just review all of them, but I need to ask his permission first. Like, I do want to review his cards, but I also don't review people's stuff, unless they ask me to. I'm not just going to steal someone's stuff online and then just review them all in a video. That's why all of my reviews are done for submissions, because that's basically the permission to review them, is when they're sent in to me. I want that man name. Yeah, I need to send him a message. But I probably won't even do it because that's too many. But 600, I kind of want to do it. Maybe once my headaches go away, I can do a full week of streams. Is there an Amelia archetype? Oh, I want to see an Amelia Watson archetype. That would be great. Okay. And I think this is the last one. Next up, we have the Slime Dragon support. So, Sky Dragon Slime. Oops, what the hell? Is this an official card artwork? I don't know. I know they made a slime version of Obelisk, but I'm not sure. Anyways, let's get into this. It's probably a level 10 monster. 1 aqua monster plus 1 level 10 water monster. Must be either fusion summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by tributing a level 10 aqua monster with 0 attack. So Metal Reflect Slime. This card's attack is equal to its level times 300. You can special summon 1 slime monster from your deck by reducing this card's level by the level of the monster special summoned by this effect. You can only use this effect if its card's level is 10. You can only special summon 1 slime sky dragon per turn. That seems fine. It also seems kind of strong too. The art sure looks official, right? Like, it allows you to special summon 1 monster from the deck, but it's not a good monster, and you can only do it once, unless you, flip this card face down to reset its level. Or increase its level with some other effect. Basically a combo extender? Yeah. Not half bad. A slime reconfiguration. You can fusion summon slime fusion monsters using monsters on your side of the field or in your hand as fusion materials. Quick effect. While this card is in your graveyard, except the turn this card is sent there, you can banish one slime fusion monster on your side of the field. Special summon aqua type monsters from your graveyard whose total levels equals 10. Ooh. You only use this effect slime reconfiguration once per turn. Is it a quick effect? So, if one of your slime fusion monsters was about to get destroyed, you could use this card to save it and then bring out a whole bunch of other cards. Using monsters on your side of the field in hand is fusion materials. Other than that, it's a regular fusion summon is pretty standard. The graveyard effect seems pretty good. Normal spell with a quick effect. Cringe. I mean, the thing is, you kind of have to have the quick effect on here, otherwise it doesn't work. And it's from the graveyard. You have to specify that, otherwise it's spell speed 1. Sewage and slime. Ooh. That's some good artwork. I don't know who did that though. You can reveal one slime card in your other than this card in your hand. Wait. You can reveal one slime card in your hand other than this card and take 1,000 points of damage to special summon this card from your hand. Okay. You can tribute one monster on your side of the field to increase this card's level by 3. And if you do, set the attack of a monster on the field to 0. Ooh. You can only use this effect of sewage and slime once per turn. You can only use this effect to increase its level and reduce the attack of a monster once per turn. However, the ability to special summon itself is not once per turn. That's a good card. It's a good card for this deck. Frogs work with slime reconfiguration. Oh, you're right. Because it's aqua type monsters. You could bring out 5 frogs because they're all level 2. Whoa. Whoa. Frog, slime, Egyptian god decks. Alright, sewage and slime is good. And the final one, the winged slime of Ra. Aqua effect, this card's name is always treated as the winged dragon of Ra. Does that mean it could be special summoned with sphere mode? Cannot be special summoned, never mind. Requires 3 tributes to normal summon. No, I think sphere mode ignores that part. Requires 3 tribute summons to be normal summoned. Cannot be normal set. This card's normal summon cannot be negated. When normal summoned, other cards and effects can't be activated. This card's attack is equal to the total level of all slime monsters, different names on the field or in your graveyards, times 100. Wait. Total levels. Okay. Once per turn, you can banish one slime monster on your field or graveyard to destroy one monster your opponent controls with the level equal to or lower than the level of the banished monster with this effect. I gotta read that last one again. Once per turn, you can banish a slime monster from your field or graveyard to destroy one monster your opponent controls with a level equal to or lower than the level of the monster banished by this effect. And since most of them are level 10, you can banish pretty much anything except monsters that don't have levels, which are pretty popular, like Xyz monsters or Link monsters. The winged slime of Ra. I called it, you were going to say the winged slime of Ra. That's what it's called. Okay, so it's basically Winged Dragon of Ra. It gains 100 attack for each level of slime monster with different names on the field or graveyard. And since most of them are level 10, it basically gains 1,000 attack for each of them, which I think is reasonable. It has the potential to go to really high attack power values, but you have to spend a lot of resources to get those high attack power values. Oh, all right. So this is the slime support. I like it, especially since this allows you to special summon 5 frogs from your graveyard. No, it's weak for today's meta. Yeah, I don't know if it would be able to compete with the meta, though. Okay, let's go to the rating. Rating for the slime cards. So, power. How strong are they? One of them has the ability to special summon 5 frogs from the graveyard, but it does have conditions where it's probably fine and appropriate, and setting up 5 frogs in the graveyard is not super easy. And you probably need better slime cards, because the ones that do exist they released some new ones that are fine, I guess. You could also use the actual slime cards these are based on with these. So the power, would it be viable at tier 2? Would this be able to beat ABC Buster Dragon? I don't know. It might win a couple of rounds against it, but I wouldn't be 100% confident if we could beat him every time. Creativity, yeah, they're creative. That's good. And their power seems reasonable. I would say either a 6 or a 7 out of 10. ABC is better. The art's great too. I'm not sure how they got this art. Maybe it's custom, maybe it's official. I don't know. We'll give it a 7 because the art's good too. 7 out of 10. Okay, there's a new sushi archetype. Oh yeah, the sushi stuff looks cool. All right. 7 out of 10 for Slime Egyptian God cards. And this concludes today's episode of reviewing your stuff. I went through that a lot faster than normal. Apparently, I can go through these pretty fast when I don't go on huge tangents about stupid shit. So, that's it for today's. If you wish to send in custom cards, send it into my Twitter. Screencaps only. Don't use IRL pictures. Use images, and the cards must be in English. I do have a series of 20 VTuber cards I could review. Although, I probably shouldn't review VTuber cards in every single one of these videos. Yeah, see you next week. If I'm feeling good, one of these days I'm going to do a full week of custom card reviews. I'm not feeling good this week, though, so it's not this week. Maybe next week. Maybe in a month from now. But not now. So, until then, I'll see y'all later.